4 years ago, we were deep in the trenches building Break Orbit. It is a mobile endless runner, high speed, high stakes. The goal of the game was simple, just don't touch anything. And then we stopped. I took a hiatus. I spent the last few years working in a professional software engineering environment. Web development, scalable infrastructure, the serious stuff. It was great. It paid the bills, but I missed the chaos. So I'm back, and we are dusting off Break Orbit to finally finish it. But to get our creative juices flowing again, we want to build something completely new. We want to build something cozy, but with just enough chaos. We're excited to introduce Dog Spa Simulator Game Project, working title. But before we set up a new project and actually start implementing stuff, let's just talk about what this whole project is going to be about. In essence, the core idea we're trying to capture is basically this vibe. Something that is cozy in theory, but also can very easily turn out to be chaotic. Most shop, simulator games, and the entire genre of job simulators tend to get their challenge by giving the player an overwhelming amount of little details and tasks to care about, creating a sense of tension by expecting the player to do everything just right, and of course, on time. Whether it's stocking your supermarket with groceries, setting the right prices to earn money, or making the customer's order correctly, and again, on time. So yes, we do want to make a game that falls somewhere into that category, but not exactly. On the other hand, we have the pet sim games. The fun there is interacting with your pet and taking care of it. Feeding it, playing with it, petting it, and even training it. You get to form some sort of a bond with your digital creature, even though it's just on a screen. We want to combine those two genres together, taking away what we think is their best aspect and creating a game that gets the best of both worlds. Yes, we do want you to care about operating the shop. We want there to be a management aspect to the game, whether it's setting the right prices or making the space more appealing to customers, or expanding your shop. But we want the chaos to happen mostly because your customers are not just humans. Most of the time, your actual customer is, well, a dog. While giving the whole A+ care, trying to keep everything under control when the thing you're giving a service to is definitely not cooperating. This seemed like a very funny concept to us. We're not trying to make the most realistic simulator, we're just trying to make it fun. But before we get to all of that, we need to start somewhere. We started this off like any other game by just creating a new Unity project and doing some configurations. Welcome to our little spa shop. We made a little prototype of our environment with some nice wooden floors, some walls and windows, and just enough space to experiment with ideas as they come to us. We got a little test subject, Doggo. If you have a name suggestion, please leave it down below in the comments. And now, for us to be able to actually do anything in this game, we need to start setting up a way for us to interact with everything. The Doggo isn't going to wash itself anytime soon. We need a system that will let us pick up objects, and we need a way to interact with things. And we need to be able to do this with pretty much every object in this game. Any interaction that the player can perform in the game should be intentional, and also easy for us to set up on our end. We need this system to be designed in a way that won't come back and bite our tails with complexity as the game grows. Yes, it sounds simple, until you break this all into parts. Let's tackle it one by one. First, we'll make a pickable component and assign it to our shampoo. This component will make any object pickable, like our shampoo, a bowl, or the dog itself. That's uncomfortable, but picking things up is only half the battle. Once you pick something up, you're stuck with it. You and the object are emotionally committed from this point on. So let's fix that. A few lines of dark magic later, and you can now put objects down. Or them. Shh, there. Yeah. I'm sorry I made you explode. It was for the content. You know I had to do it. You're fine. Oh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Shut up, don't judge me. So the next step is actually interacting with objects in the world. We need a way to stock our washing station with a shampoo that we're now able to carry. It's not enough to just be able to throw the object. We need the shampoo to be anchored to the washing station, a specific placement point in the world that accepts specific types of objects. So let's add that component in, and we can assign what that anchor accepts. That way, the anchor will only take what it expects, which is how we prevent the dog from being used as a shampoo. That's a rule I didn't expect to write, but I know players will try literally everything nowadays. Now you can pick up the shampoo and place it where the anchor is. But wait, we're not done yet. We have all the basic pieces individually, but we're missing one more thing to make this whole system work. Remember, our goal is to wash the dog. For that to happen, the washing station needs to know it has the shampoo in place, and also has a dog to wash. And if one of those is missing, it shouldn't work. Our washing station needs to be able to check that everything is in place, and that all the conditions are met. And only then we will actually be able to interact with it and wash the dog. I mean, placing a shampoo and then washing the air isn't really accomplishing much. So adding our workstation component, we can assign what type of supplies it needs in order to function. In this case, it's a washing station, so the shampoo. And now, if we put everything together, the shampoo in the shampoo anchor, the dog in the dog anchor, and the station will just start to work. But a washing station isn't a game. Right now, we have one machine, no customers, and a dog that stands there like a statue. He doesn't bark, he doesn't move, he's basically a furry traffic cone. So for the next devlog, we have to actually make a game out of this. We need to give this dog a brain, add some stakes, and figure out what actually makes this loop fun. We're documenting the whole process of building the studio from scratch. If you want to see how this prototype turns out into an actual game, hit subscribe. And please, give him a name in the comments. Calling him test subject number 1 is starting to feel a little mean. Thanks everyone.